Welcome back to Community Connections, and I'm Michelle Baldwin. Come with me as we explore the Arts Project and learn more about how they're supporting and promoting artists in our community.
We are the Arts Project, and what we are is we exhibit space for non-signed and non-represented artists so that they can sell their product, their paintings, and we don't take a commission. We rent them the wall space, and we have two galleries, the north and the south. On top of that, we have the theater.
I'm here with Sandra DeSalvo, the Executive Director at Arts Project. Sandra, you have been working here for how long?
I've been here almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years this summer.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Can you tell us more about the theater program that's offered here?
Sure. There are a number of groups that use our theater, and there's our resident theater company, Passionful. They've been our resident theater company since 2009. We did over 25 different productions here in our space over this last year, and Passionful just wrapped up the first show of their 2011 season, which they do here every year.
If you were going to talk about the future of theater and the Arts Project, what would you tell us?
I think it's really exciting. There are more and more theater groups. Our theater is busier now than it ever has been. The groups that are coming up are very young groups, as well as the established groups who are doing more ambitious theater productions, both locally written and, of course, Canadian content. So,
it sounds like if people want to, use the theater, they better book now because it's really busy. How else can the community interact and get involved with the Arts Project?
We have all sorts of programs, so not only can they attend and see really great theater and come out to our receptions for our exhibitions, we have educational programs, we have workshops, we have programs and presentations here all the time. Other organizations use our space as well, so it's a great place to come out for free events and for entertainment for very little money.
What I enjoy about the space here is the community with the other artists here. There's lots going on. There's the drawing classes here. There's also openings that happen downstairs. You're also close to resources if you need art supplies.
If you were going to tell other artists in London why they should get involved with the Arts Project, what would you tell them?
Probably the sense of community, that you meet people. I've met people which I wouldn't expect to meet that have led me down different paths, helped me get grants, helped me if I have questions about my work. And I've also not only do photography, but I've expanded also into drawing as well.
How did you decide that being an artist, as your passion and career, how did that come to be?
How did I become an artist? Well, my father was a photographer, so from a young age, it was something that was always around me. Like, it was in the darkroom back in the day, and it was something that I just did from a young age. And as I apprenticed with my father and here in London, and then got to a point where I would need more, so I moved to Toronto. Then after that I went to Montreal, but I boomeranged back here. And when I came back here, because I hadn't been here for many years, a lot of people I didn't know. And so by coming to the Arts Project, I began to socialize with people and meet lots of people.
So the Arts Project is right downtown, which must be an advantage as an artist. Can you tell me about that?
Well, for me, it's great because I live in Old South, and I can just walk here in 20 minutes and walk home. It doesn't matter if the buses are running or not. And art supplies are right around the street, right around the corner. So
London has a very strong arts community. Can you tell us more how it's becoming a regional hub?
Well, the strength of the Mackintosh Gallery, the Arts Project, the Forest City Gallery, Museum London, Aeolian Theatre, all these places right now have come together and are very strong. We've got great musicians here. We've got great visual artists. It's just a very strong place to be. I remember, I'll take this a little bit differently. As a kid working for my father, I remember that Greg Curnow would bike to my father's store to get his film processed, and he's leaning his bike against a tree. And I always thought, how great that a guy who's got international recognition is here in London, Ontario, lives just a few blocks away, and he stays here. And so that's always been in my mind, like that you can stay in London and do what you need to do. And just a couple nights ago, I was at Museum London for the opening of the Jack Chambers and Greg Curnow show, which was amazing.
If people wanted to find out more about you as an artist, how would they find out more?
Probably best robnelsonphotography.com.
So Art, we can see that there's different exhibits here today. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the art that you're exhibiting?
Yes, what we have before you here is part of the Sunfest. And this exhibit will be going on for 2 weeks, and it will involve the Hispanic community of London. And it's 5 or 7 artists that they're displaying their work. And as you can see, this is some of the pictures that we have here.
Wonderful.
Paintings.
So how do they know that this opportunity exists, that they would be able to come and exhibit? How do you advertise that information?
Word gets out in the community, and we have artists that repeatedly come back here. Sunfest has been doing this for a few years. And so we're very happy to be associated with groups like this. We do high schools, we have Fanshawe coming in to display, we have various institutions that will come in and show their work, as well as individual artists.
So we know we have lots of talent here in London as far as artists, and really there's an artist in everyone. What message would you give to Londoners about how they could get involved in art or within the organization itself?
Well, good question there. They can come out to various venues that we have here, and a lot of them are for the part-time artist. And again, if they want to take lessons and if they feel like they'd like to get something, to come to a lot of our openings, to be on our website and our Facebook page, and and the more they come out, the more they will see what this place is all about.
So Art, can you tell us about why you chose this particular organization to put your passion towards?
Well, my friend, the deceased Bruce Johnson, who was the president, asked if I would join the board, that the vision was to get the building up to a current standard and do some extensive renovations, and it was just sort of at a standstill. And my expertise, this is what I do. My profession is into properties, and went in and we tackled the project, and we completed it. We're 100% filled up all of our studio space. We now have 2 galleries instead of 1. We're doing a lot more social functions here because it's a great venue to have a wedding or a business venue or whatever in an art gallery setting. So we're currently getting pretty booked up on our classrooms as well, which is new. So it was, for me, the excitement about being involved in a project that had vision and was going somewhere. And now with Bruce's passing, we still have a ways to go yet, and we're getting there.
Now, you're a volunteer for this organization, and it must take a lot of other volunteers to get everybody, helping this organization to make it run so well. What kind of roles do volunteers do here?
Well, we have for event planning. We have for fundraising. That's always a necessity. We have building. So we have an architect, we have an accountant, actually 2 architects, a couple accountants, a lawyer on the board. We have marketing people. So we have a really wide, diverse group of people in here, as well as some artistic people. What
would you say is the vision for the organization in the next few years?
Our vision is not going to change much. We're certainly going to grow and add more educational programs, both in theatre and the visual arts, but our mandate will remain the same. We will continue to help emerging artists, both in visual, written, theatre, music. We've got lots of concerts coming up in this next year, so our goal is going to be the same in order to maintain this space and provide support and promotional opportunities for those groups using it.
So if you were going to talk about, where the organization is going, and, it's, done leaps and bounds in the past few years, what do you see happening, let's say, 2 years out from now?
2 years from now, I can see us doing more theater. having some dance come in, using the theater space as well. We would have more classes on the go. I'd like to see 6 days a week, every little nook and cranny that we have filled up with art classes, from sculpture to acrylic to oil to figure drawing.
Rebecca Bassiano is a volunteer here at the Arts Project. Rebecca, can you tell me why you chose to volunteer here at the Arts Project?
Right. Well, there's so many great places in London, galleries, museums. But what I like about the Arts Project is that it really supports the artist itself, not just the art that they create. It's a great stepping stone, first place to get your work exhibited. It's a great place to get exposure, networking, and as a struggling artist, I can totally relate to that and understand.
So you're an artist. What kind of art do you do?
I'm an art historian. I study a lot of struggling artists, but my boyfriend is actually a photographer, and he's exactly in that place, trying to get his stuff exhibited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you find out about the Arts Project?
Just kind of walking on Dundas. Dundas is so rich, and just wandering in one day,
And what do you do here for them?
Basically, answering phones, helping people, if they have any questions about the art, buying tickets for the theater, anything to, make everyone comfortable and kind of organize the office, that kind of thing.
How do they support volunteers, the staff and the other volunteers?
They're very encouraging about, your personal investment in the arts, but also the kind of work you do here. You learn a lot. They encourage that. It's a great experience as well, and they're really good mentors. They know a lot as well.
So do you work a lot with other volunteers as well? Is it a team atmosphere?
It's definitely a team atmosphere, especially like theater ushering and that kind of thing. You have different roles and you play off of that. A lot of the gallery work, I've done alone, but definitely with not just other volunteers, but the people who work here. It is a team, and you feel very much part of that.
What kind of impact is the Arts Project having here in London?
It's definitely, like I said, London is so rich in the arts. I didn't know that before I moved here. I've only been here for 4 years, but definitely very rich artistic and cultural area. And I think that the Arts Project definitely adds to that. It brings the community together, art really does. And a place that supports art and the artists is definitely great for the community.
Thank you to the volunteers who were highlighted today on our show, and to all of you out there who are doing incredible work in our community. Thanks for watching Community Connections, and we'll see you next time.